Well, good morning. I've been at it for a while now, and I'm getting ready to sum up yesterday's understanding of everything that took place, as with each day. So I wanted to record the process, but first I need to sort of bring you up to date. So yesterday, in the cycle I follow, was Taurus 20. This is the blog that I share with everyone. And I print that out and study it. I have a template that I use, sort of a worksheet that I've developed over time that has my sigil on it, right? And I put the 8 different degrees. Anyway, that's kind of complicated. I won't go into it. On the back side, I work my hourglass design. So these are things I do for each day, for each vlog. I have a worksheet. In addition to which, my life has been obsessed with writing. And I have, that was the 8 model, but I also have it comes from this because inside of this is the 5 and the 4, but both of them start with the same degree. So in other words, Taurus 20 is a cross. Taurus 20 is also a star. So a 5 and a 4 is 9, right? But 8 individual ones, because the first one, Taurus 20, goes from energy to energized as we get through the first cross. Anyway, getting a little bit off track, but I wanted to pull the book up there to show you that that's been done for all 360 degrees. I use that book every day. So I also journal. So there were 5 pages, 4.5, front and back, right? So pages of journaling. How does one recapitulate a day where there's been, and of course this is only the things that I had time and felt significant enough to put down on paper, but all of this experience, how does one do it? Well, I've been doing it for a long time, which is why I'm bothering to make this video. So I have 5 pages of journaling, front and back. I have also art, pictures that I've printed out. It was my grandson Kellen's birthday, so his charts and where I've worked with his charts to see what his year is going to look like, and so on. And then also printing out a couple of special emails that arrived that were significant for this day. So here's a package of information for one day, a worksheet, and a blog for one day, and we have a packet of materials. How does one recapitulate all of that down into meaning? That's why I'm making the video. So I look at the day as with my book in the 9, and I use Post-its. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Energy, space, power, action. Then bump that 1 up to the 5th, or the energize level, from energy to energize. Now we have visualize, objectify, synchronize, and actualize. That goes right along with this book for every day. I do put my little taglines on the back so that I will always have something to match it up to symbolically. But on the front, what is listed is, as I've gone through my journal, I've notated the 9 different segments or pockets of experience. Okay, I've read through it and broken it off into 9. Then I've taken that bulk of information within one pocket of experience, and I've brought it down to enough words to fit on a Post-it that would capture that. I've done that for each one of those so that I have all 9. Now I haven't looked at what does that mean yet to the symbol it's on top of. No, that's the summary part that I'm doing now, and I'm going to share with you. On the back, I keep track of some things, what the magic glyph for the day is, what game code I'm playing, what I want to remember most of all about the day. I call it post-it. In other words, it's a mundane thing. What significant happened? And I have my 3 stars, which is, it's my imaginative takeaway to remember that day by. I'm going to tell you what it says now, and we'll find out later how that came to be. It's called Crushing Sushi. Okay, and then I do my hourglass work. That's portal work. That's different, advanced, but you will still find it in here. It's in the reflections and meditation section, and it's where the future informs the past in the present. And so I have, this is the, I'm having to catch up, so I have to do last year and this year for Taurus 20. The future date is Gemini 19 on 6/9/22, but to look at it in arrears, I'm looking at it a year ago, 6/9/21, 5/11/21, 6/9/21, and then the past is an involutionary cycle, and it pointed back to Pisces 16. So I'm catching up my journal. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. I think you'll find it pretty interesting, but I will be filing those Post-its in this book where I keep track of the years on Post-its by sign, by degree, so that I can look at a sequencing of years. You see? So this on the back, the hourglass work will go in here. But these other ones, let me put that back down. That's getting heavy. The other ones go into packets by the week. Okay, they're the microcosm. These are a microcosm, a microcosmic, microscopic view of my day, broken down into its 9 parts, right? And then on the back here, 5/11/22, that's my takeaway of the entire day, not the breakdown of it, but the entire takeaway, and that goes in 2 places. Number 1, it goes in my daughter got me this, Crystal got me this. This goes into my by the day, okay, each year, so there'd be 5 years lined up by the time I'm done. I do keep track of that in there, as well as in my binder of years, okay? Anyway, again, getting a little bit off track. I hope I'm not losing you. Stick with me here, okay? Because what we're going to do now is the fun part. So this is Kellen, and it's his birthday, 17 years old. And it was a good day with a little bump. I had a little meltdown. So that'll be in this too, in this microscopic view, right? So now I have the cards. These are the symbols, and I'm going to take the time to read them. What pocket of experience fell on what breakdown of the degrees for the day? So we're going in, right? Okay. Just taking a breath here, because this is the part that seals up the day into our memory, sacredly remembering Taurus 20, 2022. So the first thing I do is take the card. Let us read Taurus 20, wind, clouds, and haste. Keyword, exaltation. When positive, the degree is efficiency in controlling events at any point of transition or crisis. My tagline is, easy comes as easy goes. I have to tell you, I'm being distracted by this dot here. And I deal with skin cancer and skin problems. If you want to keep me in healing, it's something that I've been working for probably a decade on, trying to heal myself from. So anyway, I now that I've said that, perhaps I'll be more relaxed and be able to go on. But little sip of coffee. Taurus 20, wind, clouds, and haste. How did my day begin? This is the energy level. The orb of motion, 1. Leg cramps during the night, left calf and foot. Lunar mansion, Virgo 18, the obsessed. Trust in self's best intentions. It is Kellen's 17th birthday. Solar system art. That's a reference to what I put on Facebook. But you see how that's everything that started my day. Okay, that started my day. Easy comes as easy goes. Cramps came and went. Lunar Mansion came and went. Trust in your best intentions. It's your grandson's birthday. Solar system art. I had so much planned. You saw those. So you saw that solar return and natal chart that I was working on. I wasn't able to share all of that, but I did share his solar system art, and I want to show a picture of it here. Kellen made this for me when he was a little boy. And so this is what made it onto Facebook in our Kids of Aquarius group. Kellen's my oldest grandchild, and I'm expecting another grandchild soon. And I just have a plethora of wonderful grandchildren, but this was Kellen's birthday. So that's Wind, Clouds, and Haste. Now I followed the goddess cycle because in this book, there are 365 days, not 360. So there's a star in there. So although his birth degree for his son is Taurus 21, Mimi, grandma, was studying Taurus 20. So he has two side by side, Taurus 20, Taurus 21. So that's also something fun if you follow along with my work. Easy comes as easy goes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one because I've finished it, and I'm going to put it onto another one. It was Wednesday, which is the heart chakra. So I'm transferring them now so that I don't get lost, okay? So I'm taking them from this one and putting them on this one. And I say thank you. Thank you for the way, for the starting of that day. Now we're going to the space symbol. And the second one is motion. We have motion, change. The second orb is change. So we're changing now. We're creating space for that energy. And I got a message from one of my daughters that her husband was going to see a doctor. He'd been experiencing some pain. And so immediately we put him into healing. So, but let's read what that was. And it's that first axis, energy, space. So here we are at a woman drawing two dark curtains aside. You can already see, right? My husband's in pain, please pray. A woman drawing two dark curtains aside. Daring. When positive, the degree is psychological indomitability with which the human spirit plunges ahead in every new adventure of accomplishment to find out what we don't know. Well, that just reads smooth as can be, does it not? So here we are out reaching for healing. We've drawn the curtains aside, or she has, creating space for us to bring in healing. That is absolutely beautiful. I will transfer this one, daring to find out what we don't know. I'm going to put this one on the, transfer it over and say thank you. Thank you. That is beautiful. Now you see how without doing the symbology work with the pockets of experience, we don't get this lovely takeaway of assurance that we're right where we need to be, that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. They won't be all that easy to read, but it's practice makes perfect. The third one now, 3, Trinity, the power symbol, the cross section, right? We've done energy, space, now we're going to do power and then action. Power is orientation. Where are you going to go with what you've created here? And the Sabian symbol is Leo 20, the Zuni sun worshipper's fidelity. When positive, the degree is an inner and absolute realization of the self's illimitable resources in situation and background. Tagline, I am the path and the task. Let's find out what happens. See, that's what's fun. It's like, oh, well, what did I do on that one? Plastic latch on coffee pot breaks. Brian got me another pot at Goodwill and 2 beautiful blue glass bowls. Now, the story behind that is I was really aware of how conditioned I am to pick up my coffee pot, pick it up and start pouring. With the latch having the security feature having broken, yes, it latched, but given that it might be holding a whole pot of hot coffee, for me to, with my habits and conditions, to just go grab that, I saw an accident just waiting to happen. I even put a pot holder out just to remind myself. But you know what? When I went to transfer the coffee from the broken one that was still latched but not secure, to the new one that he had got for me, I still, even though the pot holder was laying there, I still just grabbed that pot and picked it up and went, wait, and I grabbed it with two hands. Now, here's the thing. We are conditioned beings and we know that. And even when we try to be very aware of that, it still catches us by surprise. So that is very interesting. Now let's read that symbol again to see if we can kind of make a connection. An inner and absolute realization of the self's illimitable resources in situation and background. And when negative, a surrender of all personal reality to meaningless ceremonies. So I could have made no big deal of that, but I am the path and the task. That's interesting because the path was realize your conditionings, do everything you can to protect yourself from having any accidents because of them, but you are also the task. And Brian became involved, got me a new pot, and everything is fine now. But it's because we didn't make lightly of it. Like, oh, no big deal. Just use the coffee pot holder. I would have been burned in the future, whatever. So this is about fidelity. Understand that these little things that are happening are big messages to you. Okay, I am just very grateful for that experience and not letting it just go by as if it was no big deal. Now, action. That's your power. Now that cross section goes energy, space, power, action. What has that trinity allowed you to take direction on now? And this is production, taking action. And it's a big white dove. This is Aquarius 20, a message bearer, conviction. When positive, the degree is a facility for ordering all personal desires in a cosmic framework, and a gift for knowing when to act and what to do. And suddenly, I'm back home. Okay, let me read to you my little post-it. Jose Luis thanks me for the Board of Trustees meeting minutes. We have a lengthy discussion on the lesson editing process on optical character readers, or OCRs, versus scanners. Emails to Lisa, the administrator. She's putting together a new process for our team. So you see how something very personal, my coffee pot, now becomes work I'm doing out in the world with others, a production process of creating the lessons of Mark Edmund Jones in a professional looking style, and working with a member in Spain, working with the administrator of the assembly, and getting a new process in gear for us to be producing these great documents. Conviction, a big white dove, a message bearer. These were important messages to be shared, to start a production going. So I am very grateful for that. Now we're at the 5. This is where the energy has gone through its cross, and now it's bumping up from energy to energize. Okay, and this is embellishment. If you think Tarot cards, the major arcana, this is the Hierophant. This is taking it up from the Magician, the 1, up to the 5, the Hierophant. Now you're at a leadership level. What is going on? Okay, and this one for the day was, well, we know it was Taurus 20, exaltation. That's the tendency. The tendency is to forget that we're using the same symbol again. So let us read it again. Exaltation. Efficiency in controlling events at any point of transition or crisis. Listen to what happens. Ran into obstacles doing my regular work, my invoicing. There was missing or incomplete information. I received a phone call that it would be fixed, so I'll wait. Back in my room, I have a mini meltdown. What am I doing with my life? Now, it makes you wonder, does it not? Interesting. There's Jose Luis. Today I will send it. So I'm getting messages from Spain right now. But with all that good stuff, I'm human. I have a meltdown. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? And so listen to this again. Continual self-dramatization as the basis for participation in current... Nope, I'm reading the wrong one. Excuse me. Let me go back. I'm looking for that. Controlling events at any point of transition or crisis. I was having a crisis. There is the other part of exaltation. I say thank you. I say thank you for being human, for being humbled, for knowing that I ask those basic questions, even in a day that's going very, very well. From energize, we go to visualize, okay? I'm wanting to say from production to embellishment, we now go to 6, which is the Lover's card, which is also I should be able to look on there. I guess I'll have to let it come to me. Scope. Thank you. Sometimes we just have to wait and be still. Scope. You see how that word of the orb of scope is the 6th orb? How much that blends with visualization. How far can you see? Scope. What is your scope? So here we are at the visualization symbol for the day. Let us read it. Leo 2, an epidemic of mumps. Infection. When positive, the degree is continual self-dramatization as the basis for participation in current affairs. Things are moving quickly now. This is amazing. Remember, I just had a breakdown, right? A little breakdown. What am I doing with my life? Precise convergence. A client has sent an email of gratitude. Quote, I have found your insight and counsel to be quite profound. For that to come, and I mean, the email came at 1:31 p.m. I was having my breakdown because I drew a chart of my breakdown at 1:33 p.m. when I found this email had been sent 2 minutes earlier. Your scope, your visualization, quantum things happening in our world. Give gratitude and thanks. Things are moving quickly now. The next one, fruition. 7 is the fruition orb. So results, the fruit of the tree. Here comes fruition. And in the tarot, that is the chariot. The symbol is Libra 14, a noon siesta, recuperation. The degree is an incisiveness of thought or reaction and an effective directness of act. Tagline, remember what you're here for. Have I not just experienced that? And listen to this, recuperation, a noon siesta. What happens to me without knowing? It's not premeditated. Exhausted, I laid down. I have a nap dream. It's of a daughter's tarot that I still need to do the document for. It's directing me to her particular day. It was Mother's Day. And the tarot cards, the day and the bridge card that day, the 10 of clubs at the 2nd level, and the bridge was the 3 of diamonds at the 2nd level. And the keywords for those were employment and chance. I'm just going to say thanks. Okay, 8th is reproduction. Here's where we will meet our shadow. If there is a shadow in the day to be met, we are to synchronize and align that. Recognize, synchronize, and align. And the key word for this degree on this of Taurus 20, the 8th is Sagittarius 26, a flag bearer, keyword nobility. The degree is spiritual exaltation through some dramatic or vital service to all. Tagline and actual potential. So what was my experience? Hours later, the big push made. I have completed 395 invoices. My plate is cleared. It is after 10 p.m. Okay, so there were obstacles. I slowly and meticulously walked through them. I completed hours of work and cleared my plate for this day. I'm looking back on yesterday. I did my work until after 10 p.m. last night. In fact, my chart was 10:35 p.m. when I had finished it, an actual potential. So I've created for myself opportunity for today. I did work that nobly to create an actual potential, a flag bearer. The last one, the degree is Pisces 8, a girl blowing a bugle. That happens to be in my natal chart, my Mercury, conjunct my Venus at Pisces 9, but summons. The degree is an eagerness for self-expression and an alertness to every opportunity for self-justification. Time is up. Are you ready? What was my experience? Here's what I did with that. I followed up in an email with my client thanking him. I followed up with one daughter regarding a transit going on in her chart that is now separating. And I followed up with another daughter, Kellen's mom, to find out how his birthday had been. And she sent me a picture. We're crushing sushi. And I got a picture of my grandson and his two sisters, Kellen, Bodie, and Shiloh, on the birthday. So I've transferred everything over. Now I'm going to I'm not going to read them again. I'm going to give thanks for all of that. You see how that sealed up the day and allowed me to see it with the Sabian symbols in a way I otherwise would not have been able to. I have my little sigil here of my, that's my sigil. That's the one we just used. But now I'm going to go in reverse order. I'm going to start with 9. I'm just going to layer them. I'll show you what I do. I'm just going to layer them. I use him as a little guide so that I keep them all straight. 9, actualize, down to 8, synchronize, down to 7, objectify, down to 6, visualize, getting those on there very straight. Put it this way so you can see it. Whoops, that's a little bit off. But that's why I use him. He's a nice little guide. E was 5. We energized. 4, action. This was the first cross, remember? P, power. 3, the third one, the cross section. 2, 1. Now this will make more sense to you, this side. On top of that, I'm going to put my Post-it, which is 395 invoices done after meltdown. And my 3 stars, crushing sushi. Okay, and then my game code, the trifoil. And then I'm going to lift all of those off. I'm going to take one more Post-it and put it on the back so that the sticky is covered up so that it just becomes a little packet. Okay, you see this? Now I can open up week 20. This is week 20. This is day 4 or 5. We were at the 5th level. And I'll show you. I've done this for each day. Here was the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, and here's the 5th day. We have 2 more days of this week. They all go inside this little envelope, and this is the microcosm of me. Here's another week. Well, I'll just show you. Here's the weeks. Week 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. The first 12 weeks I don't have done yet in this style. This is an advanced development in my, I call it a game, but it's not a game as you can see. But it does seal up our memories. The future informs the past in the present. Okay, I just felt like I needed to share that with you today. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to go ahead and post it, I think. Namaste. I love you all very much. And thank you for spending a half an hour with me. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1.